Miami Dolphin fans, welcome back to Miami Pod Squad. Tim, Marvin, Johnson City, guys, an exciting week. The Miami Dolphins got rid of Mike McDaniel since the last time we seen you. We've hired a GM since the last time we seen you. John Harbaugh got released from the Ravens. We were excited he's going to be our coach. He just signed with the Giants. This is going to be absolutely zany all season. The Miami Dolphins obviously have cap problems. They might have ownership problems while we didn't get John Harbaugh. Marv, what do you think about recent Dolphin news?
We were going to do a little special broadcast last week after we fired McDaniel, but we just never did get together. It happened the day after we recorded, so I was excited when John Harbaugh, I thought, well, maybe we're going to go get him, but honestly, I think our salary cap's just too big of a mess. He doesn't want to take that on. He's 63 years old, which I didn't realize he was that old until I read the article yesterday. He's 63 years old, and he's wanting to win now, and I don't think the Dolphins are built to really win right now. We're going to be giving a lot of money away the next couple of years to Tua and Tyreek Hill, who probably are neither one going to be on the team. So, but we did get a general manager. I did talk to a friend of mine that's a Packer fan. He's very high on this guy and says he'll do good things in Miami. So that's the first step. Now, some other stuff has happened this week. Mike Tomlin is now available. He's saying he's going to take some time off. I don't really think we should go after him anyway because that would cost us a draft pick because the Steelers still own his rights for one more year. So, we're not in a situation we can bring in a coach and it's going to fix everything. We've got to get our salary cap under. And getting rid of draft picks would not be a good option right now, I don't think. But, it's exciting, I guess, from one standpoint. We had some just absolutely outstanding playoff football this weekend. One really, really good college game and then one blowout college game. But the wild card games, man, the first four games were just outstanding. The Patriot-Charger game was kind of boring, but it was close for the most part. And then the Texans-Steelers kind of drug, and then the Texans just do what they did, and their defense outscored the Steelers 14-6, just with defensive touchdowns. So, but we got another exciting week of divisional playoffs, and let's try to see who our next head coach is going to be. I've got my thoughts. I know there's a lot of names floating around, but hopefully we make the right decision for a change.
A lot of people, and I sent you and Fudge a text right away. It's like, oh, John Harbaugh is going to be a Miami Dolphin. I was like, match made in heaven. Stephen Ross, Michigan guy. He likes to get a lot of Michigan players, but he can't get a Michigan coach, Jim or John Harbaugh. I believe wholeheartedly has turned down the Miami Dolphins. Is Steve Ross the problem? That's what a lot of people say so. And he just said today or yesterday that he's going to leave the team to his son-in-law, his daughter's husband, because obviously he's not going to sell the team. And I think the Miami Dolphins are one of the top 20 most valuable franchises in the world. So, there's a lot at stake for Miami and the future of the Miami Dolphins. But, Marv, who do you like to be our next head coach? Who you got a feeling for?
I really, and maybe this is my heart talking. Maybe it's my flashback to the past.
I know you get safe. Yep.
I got his grandfather's autograph on a hat right here that my kids got me for Christmas several years ago. There's something special about a Shula coming to Miami. I watched the Ram game Saturday, and they showed him a lot Saturday. And he's got that, he looks a lot like a young Don Shula on the sidelines. His face, his demeanor.
Dude.
I know that Shula's sons wasn't great coaches, but sometimes that thing skips a generation. And there would nothing be more of an insult to Miami Dolphin fans than Shula going and coaching another team to prominence. When you're a Shula, you're born in to be a Dolphin. You should be a Dolphin. If he's going to lead a team to the Super Bowl, if he's going to lead a team out of despair, why not take the team that his grandfather gave most of his life to and come down to Miami and lead us back to the promised land? I think it's a no-brainer. I think with Harbaugh being off the board now and going to the Giants, I think that's who we need to go after wholeheartedly, 100%, just full throttle. Me personally, but I mean, what's your thoughts?
I mean, I 100% agree with you. I mean, I watched that Rams game. I like the way he coaches that defense. It's one of the best defenses in the league, even though they've played every top 10 offense, 9 of the top 10, and they played 2 of those teams twice. And their defense is still ranked 10th to 12, depends on what metric you go by. And it would be great just to bring that legacy down to Miami, see what the guy can do. And I mean, who's he going to show out for more than a team he grew up obviously a fan of? He grew up in that organization. He knows what that organization is about. Now, you could also say, I'm assuming that Chris Shula is the son of Mike Shula. If I had a guess.
I don't know which one
he's
the
two
son
sons.
of. I don't know if it's David or Mike. I'm not sure. I was going to look that up, and I just haven't got around to it. I think you're right. He seems like Mike's son, but, I mean, that could be misleading. And the funny thing is the Rams have played against 9 of the 10 best offenses in the league. Well, that one that they haven't played against, they practice against every day because – the only one in the top 10 they haven't played is themselves.
Yeah. You know what, dude? It didn't register in my brain that the offense that they didn't play was the Rams, dude. When I was reading that stat the other day, I was like, damn, the Rams defense.
I'm sure the Rams have a top 10
makes fucking
offense.
sense.
So exactly.
They're number
the one
one.
They haven't played, they see in practice every day. So, yeah, the defense is pretty well tested.
Well, you know how all these metrics, it's like how many yards you gain. Some people put that as number one offense. Some people put scoring. Some people put yards per game. So the Cowboys have more yards per game, but I think the Rams overall, if you look at all the metrics, is number one offense.
How many points are you putting up? That's like they asked Marino, what stat are you most proud of? He said touchdowns because that puts points on the board and helps your team win. And, I mean, I agree with that. For a quarterback, it's touchdowns because that's directly putting points on the board to help your team win. You can have a lot of empty yards in a game. Touchdowns are getting your team to victories.
And we've seen a lot of that in Miami in recent years. 80-yard drives, field goal. 80-yard drive, 15-yard penalty, miss a field goal. So we know all about empty calories and empty yards over here in our house, you know?
Run it up the gut, lose 3, turnover on downs.
No more bubble screens in Miami. What do you think about that? Well, at least for a little while.
That would be perfectly fine with me. I'm so sick of watching us do a bubble screen when it's 3rd and 12 every time.
And speaking of Chris Shula, he's going to have a hell of a inside linebacker, all pro, Jordan Brooks, Miami Dolphin inside linebacker, first Miami Dolphin linebacker to make All-Pro since Zach Thomas 2006, baby. I knew it. I had a feeling, but I also had a feeling in my gut that they were going to rob that guy. I had a feeling in my heart, but the NFL came through. They gave Jordan Brooks what he deserved. I would also
like to let everybody know watching this is McNutt is still a Dolphin fan. He has not become a Dallas Cowboy fan despite his headgear that he's wearing this week. You know, I don't know if he rode a horse into the game today or the podcast today or what, but yeah, he's sporting a cowboy hat.
Miami Dolphin Cowboys, baby. Come on now.
Yeah,
he's the
new John Travolta, urban cowboy. Start calling him Bud.
You like that?
Start calling him Bud.
Remember some sick-ass movies. You talking about Bud and Sissy? About Bud and Sissy, Urban Cowboy? Yeah. Because I'm known for looking for love in the wrong places. I'm known for looking for love in the wrong places.
ASAP.
No. I mean, a lot of people under like 45 is going to be like, what the hell are they talking about? Urban Cowboy is my personal, besides Pulp Fiction, my personal John Travolta favorite movie. Urban Cowboy,
movie did so much. It did stuff for nightclubs, Gillies. It really put Devil Went Down to Georgia on the map because Charlie Daniels performs it in that movie, and then that song just blew up. And I mean, yeah, that was a hit back in the day. John Travolta and Deborah Winger.
Yeah. And that girl that John Travolta dates in between his Deborah Winger thing, that girl is beautiful.
5 stars all around.
Woo! I think she's the same girl from she's beautiful.
Yeah.
She's been in a lot of movies.
It's
Check
worth
her
the
out.
watch just to see her, to be honest with you.
Let's get back to football. We got a new GM, John Sullivan, who's from really the last, since the mid-'90s. You can probably say he's the best football organization pound for pound, maybe besides the Patriots. But they did it all with one quarterback, Tom Brady. And you can put Drew Bledsoe in there also. But Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, 3 back-to-back caliber quarterbacks. The Packers have been doing it right. And they were really the first team to start free agency by signing Reggie White. The free agency that we know and love today all started with Reggie White and the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I mean, the Dolphins were one of the first ones to really land big in free agency, too, with the Keith Jackson deal. But, yeah, the Packers have drafted well because they've not signed a lot of splashy free agents. They did make the Micah Parsons trade, but for the most part, they've built their team through the draft. And that's what hopefully our new GM is going to come in and build this team through the draft, because we're not going to have the money to go out and spend on free agency for a couple of years, because like I've mentioned before, our salary cap is just horrible the next 2 years unless we can find somebody to trade for Tua. And I don't see a team out there dumb enough to do it except the Jets. Jets, trade for Tua. You need Tua.
Yeah. You had one quarterback run away from you, you know? The Raiders and the Jets got quarterbacks running away from them. Staying in college. Well, Fernando Mendoza staying.
So, I mean, maybe one of these teams will be desperate enough to pull the trigger.
Maybe.
I mean,
dude, let's hope so. God, I mean, at least take.
Maybe he'll restructure his deal to get a trade.
If they just took $1 million or $2 million.
Restructure his deal to get a trade done he can go play. It could be a win-win for both sides. That's probably our only shot. But I just don't. I just don't know if there's going to be a team willing to come take him.
I mean, as a Dolphin fan, you want it gone, but as a realist, you're like, man, I don't think Tua will ever start an NFL game or be named a starter by a team.
I think the only time he's going to start a game is if he gets a job as a backup and the starter goes down. I think that's the only way he's going to start games. And that's just the truth. Teams are not going to put that much money on him when he has a tendency to not stay healthy. And then this year, I mean, hell, he threw interceptions, right and left. So I don't see it happening.
And honestly, this offense was custom made for him. So as a backup, how much can you really rely on him if the offense is not custom made for him like the Miami Dolphins were? So you got to have an offense that he's custom made for to even be a backup.
Mike McDaniel's interviewing some places for head coach and OC. Maybe he'll go somewhere and he'll talk them into bringing Tua in. That's a hope, maybe. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I think that's such a slim shot. I think Mike McDaniel wants away from Tua.
I mean, they had some success in Miami that didn't translate to playoff wins, but they had success in the regular season and put up some points and stuff. So we'll see. There's nothing we can do about it. If we have to eat the contract, we have to eat the contract. So just suck it up for 2 years and move on. So.
And some more good Dolphin news. Aaron Brewer, our center, was named second team.
Yeah, he's
All-Pro.
He's really came into his own.
Second
He's a top-notch center. He really is. We've got some pieces. It's just that we got some salary issues that we're going to have to work out. We probably should have traded Tyreek last year. Now there's not going to be anybody really wanting him coming off that gruesome leg injury because nobody's going to be for sure what he can offer. Maybe the best thing there is to hold on to him, maybe get him back, let him show that he still can play, and then trade him. I don't know. I mean, that may be an option. I don't know. It's going to have to be people smarter than me figuring out what to do with that salary cap.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely burdened by Tua and Tyreek Hill. Let's see. You want to get to top 8? You want to talk about wrap up the playoffs? What we thought? What do you want to talk about, Marv?
We watched a lot of football over the weekend, I'm sure. There's some things that, just some really good games. Some things, some observations that I personally, one observation, sometimes it's okay to kick field goals, guys. Sometimes it's okay to take the points. I mean, the Rams almost blew that game because they didn't take an easy field goal. The Jaguars probably did blow their game because they didn't take an easy field goal.
Yeah,
guys, it's okay.
100%. Because they drove down and scored, right?
Right after they didn't make the fourth down.
Yeah.
Guys, it's okay to kick field goals.
Oh.
I'm not saying never go for it, but 4th and 3, 4th and 4, you got a chip shot 3 points. Early in the game, take the damn points. It's okay. I mean, it just drives me nuts.
And that was a momentum changer in that Bills game because the Bills were kind of like DOA, flat. Jacksonville was doing what they wanted to do, and that was a momentum shifter, even though it was an even game all throughout. And I think, how can you not bring down Josh Allen, let him get like 12, 13 yards on that quarterback sneak is absolutely, I was mad. I was mad. I was hoping they blew the whistle. I watched it without sound.
I'm to the point, I've got a basketball game Saturday evening, and I'm glad because it's right during the Bills game because I don't even want to watch them because it just makes me mad. Hopefully I'll turn on my phone and they'll lose and I'll be happy. But no, and the same thing for the Rams. The Rams were dominating the game, had a chip shot field goal. They go for it. The Panthers stop them, then come down and tie the game. And it's like, what were you doing? You're going to be up by 10. Go up by 2 possessions. I don't know. But, really good football games. The Bears, the Packers, another team. They could have kicked some field, and they went for it and didn't make it. And then it came back to bite them in the butt.
Oh, my God.
It's like,
Oh, that was the best game.
The Packer-Bear game was just really outstanding. Yes, it was an outstanding football game. It was horrible first half, but the second half, the Bears came back, and I'm so happy for them. So happy that Green Bay got beat. So happy that Chicago came back and won the game. And that's another coach that's been rumored, LaFleur from the Packers. They think that he might end up in Miami. I just don't see that happening, but that's, the hot topic.
Yeah, it'd be tough. I think we both want Chris Shula there.
Definitely. That's who I want. That is definitely 100% who I want.
All right, you want to do some top 8?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, did we predict the playoffs last week? And what was the outcome of that before we do top 8? Or what do you want to do?
I can go over. We both lost the Jaguar-Bill game, and then I lost the 49er-Eagle game that you won. So you were 5-1. I was 4-2. I should have picked the Bills. I would have picked the Bills if I didn't care about either team. I would have picked Buffalo in that game, but I just refused to pick them, and it was a mistake. But oh well. So we got 8. We'll go 8 through 1 teams that we feel like the best chance to win the Super Bowl as of right now. Who we feel like could win it, who we feel like couldn't.
Right.
I'll start. I'll give you my number 8. And honestly, before we start this, I want to say I think all 8 teams could possibly win the Super Bowl. I'm not going to discount anybody that's left.
I know.
So when I say number 8,
they all have a chance, dude.
When I say number 8, I don't think this is a very good football team because I do. But man, they had another injury this week. It just keeps happening to this team, and somehow they keep winning. But now they've lost their all-pro tight end, and he's a weapon. I just don't see how the 49ers can keep doing it with all the injuries they've got. George Kittle's now done. So I've got them as number 8.
My number 8 team is the Buffalo Bills. Jacksonville had that game, and they blew it.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you, but they also, I mean, I hate to say it's probably got the best quarterback in the playoffs. I mean, he can do more things as a player. So, yeah, we'll talk about the Bills. I'll talk about the Bills later. But, yeah, they them bastards. So,
well, I mean, I got Chicago at number 7. Yeah. I mean, I just think that Rams defense, I mean, the Panthers have an offense that plays very well against a 3-4 and on a nickel package when you got a 4-2-5. Their offense is, that's why they played the Rams tough both times, because the Rams are built to beat the 49ers, Seahawks, teams in their division. But this Bears defense, I think Caleb Williams is like a year or two away from being able to beat this defense without assistance from Rams turnovers or bad plays by the Rams. I think the Rams play solid football. He's going to have a hard time beating this defense.
One of my other observations from this week is Caleb Williams is a damn stud. He is going to be. He made some throws in that Packers game. I was like, whoa.
He's a badass.
Having said that, they are also my number 7. They've never been here before. Even though they're at home, they got a rough game this week with the Rams. It's not a good matchup for them. They're coming off that high of beating the Packers, their hated rival, and they've got that no matter what they do the rest of the season. The 2025 Bears won the division and knocked the Packers out of the playoffs. That would be like us winning the division and knocking the Bills out of the playoffs. That's a big deal for the Bears. So
yeah,
but I do think.
A classic comeback,
it's an uphill battle. I mean, if they win this week, they could go away, but I don't think they're going to. I'm going to go Bears as my number 7 also. Oh. My number 6. Man, I tell you. Oh, God. My number 6, and I've dropped them and they didn't even play, but I'm going to put the Denver Broncos at number 6. I just
Ooh,
don't.
Shit.
I don't think Bo Nix is ready for playoff football.
Damn.
I don't think they can.
Fucking shocker.
And I hope I'm wrong. I'm pulling for them. The NFL needs, and Marvin and McNutt need, an AFC championship game of the Houston Texans going to the Denver Broncos. I want that game. I want to see those two defenses
100.
on the same field for 3 hours and just an old school, as to quote good old JR, slobber knocker of a football game, because those two defenses are top notch. I think they're the two best defenses in the NFL. But I just worry about Denver's offense, and so I'm going to put the Broncos at number 6.
Oh, that's... Wow, I'm shocked by that. Okay, who's my number 6 team? Now, you know what? I think when you lose, you've lost a lot of players, and there's no better sign of a well-coached team than when Shanahan can overcome Robert Salah, all those guys on that team can overcome all these injuries and still win football teams and be competitive. But I mean, I think when you lose pretty much the heartbeat, heart and soul, your personal mascot, George Kittle, I think that's a lot, man. He can only do so much from the sidelines. And I know Travis Kelce don't let Taylor Swift within 10 city miles of George Kittle, because she would be with Kittle, baby. Fuck Travis Kelce. But anyway, I think I'm going to put, you talked me into the injury thing, and just the way they got absolutely pummeled against Seattle in the last game, I'm going to put San Francisco in my next slot. I don't want to, though, man. I still think they can win some games. And
I think all 8 teams could win the Super Bowl. I really do. For the first time probably in my life, I could see any of these teams actually winning it. All right.
Yeah, there's really not like a team that stands out. Say, man, this team's going to win.
You got number 5.
Number 5. Damn, that's a tough question. Number 5. I'm going to put the New England Patriots at number 5. You know what? I think you played probably Did I have the Chargers near the bottom of my
I had
list
them
last week?
I
think
had them
did.
at 13, and you had them at 12.
Yeah.
So we both had them low.
Okay.
I had them lower.
I mean, I think that says a lot. I mean, I think, the Chargers just that Houston defense is a Super Bowl caliber and then some defense. I think they're going to beat the New England Patriots and upset them. So I'm going to put New England in that slot.
My number 5 is also the New England Patriots.
Okay, nice. We agree.
I think
Awesome.
they're getting ready to play the best defense they've played all year. I'm just because I have them ranked lower don't mean I'm going to pick one way or the other, but probably I'm leaning that way. I mean, I had the Jaguars I had Buffalo ahead of the Jaguars last week, but I still picked the Jaguars. But yeah, I think the Patriots are number 5. So I got 4 teams left. Seahawks, Rams, Bills, Texans. All right, my number 4. I don't trust their quarterback, and he's going to have to show me. I'm going to go Seattle Seahawks at number 4.
Ooh, shit. Look at that. At mine, what am I? On number 4 here?
3.
I'm going to put, Okay, I'm going to give you the Denver Broncos. I still think it's, I agree with you. I think they could beat Buffalo, but winning an AFC championship and going to a Super Bowl is a whole different story. And then at number 3, I'm going to put the Seattle Seahawks. Sam Darnold not proved me wrong. He's proved me wrong a couple of times this year. I said he was going to blow it. And, I mean, he absolutely played out of his mind against San Francisco a couple weeks ago. But that's my number 3 team is the Seattle Seahawks.
All right. My number 3 team is the Houston Texans. Great defense. Probably best defense.
Ooh, okay.
Right now, I think their defense might be a little bit better than Denver's, but it's close. Man, I know Pittsburgh's not got the greatest offense, but they just manhandled Pittsburgh Monday night. I mean, they looked extremely fast in that game. And be honest with you, I hope they beat New England, because if Buffalo wins, they're a much harder matchup than New England. But I've got the Houston Texans at number 3. So we got our top 2 teams left.
All right.
My number 2 team is the Los Angeles Rams. I did not like the way they looked in Charlotte. I still think they can win the Super Bowl, but they didn't play real great down the stretch. They're going to have to get back right, and hopefully they do it this week. But I'm putting them at number 2. So who's your number 2?
My number 2 is the Houston Texans. I think that I love that defense. I think winning in Pittsburgh was big time. Now if Buffalo happens to upset Denver, and I think Houston will upset New England, they'll get a home AFC game. But they're the hottest team in the NFL. They've won, 10 out of their last 11? I mean, they have just heated up. They're a really tough team, man. The Texans are badass on defense. It's gonna take a lot to beat them. You gotta play a near perfect game. You can't be New England and be out here playing around like you did the Chargers with the Houston Texans. You can't do that. So I got the Texans at number 2, and my number 1 is the Los Angeles Rams. I think we're gonna have a Rams-Texans Super Bowl.
My number 1. Every time I've put you up high, you've lost. Therefore, I've done it one more time. Playoff version. Buffalo Bills, you're number 1. You're my favorite to win the Super Bowl, baby. I put you up top. You're my favorite to win the Super Bowl. Josh Allen, you're the best player.
Josh
Allen, you're the best player left in the league. You're up there at number 1. Don't choke on it, big guy. Don't choke on it.
Choke on it. Remember that zombie movie where that guy got ripped apart by the zombies? Choke on it. That's called Day of the Dead. Go see that movie. One of the best zombie movies ever, in my top 3.
But
Man, that's a good movie.
What scares me about the Bills is and I've said it, I do feel like they've got the best quarterback left in the playoffs that can do more. Stafford's a Hall of Fame quarterback, but he's going to beat you with his arm. Josh Allen can beat you with his arm and his leg, and he is a tough. But here's the deal. Denver, run the football. Jacksonville's running up and down the field on them, and then Trevor Lawrence has to try to throw the ball, and drives get stalled. Just run the ball down their throat. Their rush defense is awful.
Yeah, team's weak. Here's what I've noticed about Denver. Ever since they've lost Throbbins for Dobbins, they've been kind of stale. They've been kind of stale.
That's why I put them so low. They're going to have to show me, man. I want them to win Saturday. Trust me. God, I want them to win. But I don't think they're going to. So,
dude, I don't want a Patriots-Bills AFC championship.
I might just go to the fucking movies.
I don't want it. Yeah. I don't think we've ever had it. Besides the Dolphins, I don't know if we've ever had two AFC East
Didn't we have a Patriot Jet AFC championship game one year? I want to say we did.
Did we?
When Rex Ryan was there, Ryan was there, and they went. I'm pretty sure them and the Patriots played in the. I know they played in the playoffs.
It's rare.
Yeah. Yuck.
It's rare.
That would be awful.
So you want to do some predictions?
Talk about national championship.
I think people kind of got an idea.
Talk about national championship game.
National championship or playoffs?
Championship game. All right.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So we got Miami, who we both picked, and Indiana, who neither one of us picked, just absolutely crushed Oregon.
That's crazy.
You got a kid that grew up
crazy. I picked Oregon from the get-go.
Miami, taking his team to try to win a national championship in Miami versus the University of Miami. So this is going to be a wild football game. Is Indiana that good? Or, they've just demolished the two teams they've played. Can they be that good? Is Beck going to keep playing like he's been playing, or is he going to finally go back to his true colors and throw about 4 picks on Monday night? What say you, McNutt? I know where you're going with this, but go ahead. Pick them.
Ooh. Well, the way I see it, the game is won in the trenches. The Miami Hurricanes have the number 8 ranked offensive line in college football, well ahead of the Indiana Hoosiers. They can run the ball really well, and they give Beck a lot of time to sit back in that pocket and make some decisions. The Miami Hurricanes are going to dominate that offensive line. They're going to run the ball against Indiana. Indiana has not seen a team of Miami's caliber. Now, Fernando Mendoza, raised a Hurricanes fan, grew up less than 2-3 miles away from Miami Gardens, where the Canes play, or the campus. He grew up nearby. He knows in his heart he's a Miami Hurricane, always will be. When he stands in the middle of Hard Rock, a.k.a. Joe Robbie Stadium, he's going to feel the energy of a lot of Canes fans. Tickets going for $3,000. Can he rise up to the occasion and beat the team he grew up loving? I say, nah. Deep down in his heart says, always a Cane, still a Cane. I'm going to throw about 4 picks. I'm not going to make it obvious, but I want Miami to win a national title, even though it's going to be me not winning a national title. I could probably transfer there next season and go back-to-back for the Miami Hurricanes. The American Dweeb, up the road, baby. Miami Hurricanes on hard times, Fernando Mendoza. You on hard times. I'm picking Hurricanes.
All right, so we did a little
national champ.
We did a little
return to glory.
Dusty Rose, who ruled Florida back in the day, had many big matches in the Orange Bowl. But the the Nature Boy Ric Flair used to come down to the Orange Bowl styling and profiling. And he'd always walk away with that title, and Dusty would have been just that close, but not quite get the title. I think this is going to be an outstanding football game. But Mendoza might as well just come out with a robe that says Nature Boy on the back, do a turn and go, woo! And Miami will be laying there on the ground like they just got off of Space Mountain. Woo! As the Indiana Hoosiers. Yes, the Indiana Hoosiers. Not basketball national championship. That's basketball crazy. National championship. Go into Mendoza's hometown and show his hometown team why they made a mistake by not recruiting this kid. Why they went for that piece of dog trash Georgia reject. And he throws 4 picks to Indiana, and the Hoosiers just keep on keeping on and win that national championship in front of the 25 Hurricane fans there and all the Indiana fans that drove down. I'm picking the Indiana Hoosiers.
I don't think them Hoosier fans paid $3,000. We know he's taking Indiana, dude. He can't pull for the Canes. It's not about me. It's not about you.
Dude,
it's all about the you, baby. Bring it back.
I was going to pick Miami in this game after they beat Ole Miss until I watched Indiana just absolutely throttle Oregon. That Indiana team's for real. Now, they might get out there. I mean, they are playing on Miami's home stadium, and I'm not overlooking it. I think it's going to be a really good game. But Mendoza's just he's playing. He's having one of those seasons that are wrote about 20 years from now. Leads the Indiana Hoosiers undefeated. Wins their first Big Ten title in 100 years. Wins the Heisman first time ever at that university, and takes them their first national championship. I just see him getting a storybook ending. I really do. But I'm looking forward to the game. I think it's going to be a really good football game.
One in the trenches, baby. That's all I'm going to say. Well, one in the trenches.
Indiana's been winning everything everywhere, so there ain't no SMUs on their schedule. They didn't trip up against SMU and whoever the hell else beat them.
It happens, baby.
Not
it
in
happens.
Indiana.
Overlooking. Miami's overlooking that game.
Gene Hackman's ghost is going to come back and coach the football team to victory Monday night. Hoosiers Part 2. This time it's football.
We're going to run the picket fence on them. Identify. Jimmy Chitwood, baby. Hickory. Doing it for Hickory. Dude, I love Hoosiers. That's such a great movie.
Yep.
Don't get caught watching the paint dry.
All right. Old buddy. I need to watch that movie. I haven't watched that movie in forever. We got some NFL playoff games. All right. We got the division round.
All right,
first game. Saturday, 4:30. The Buffalo Bills traveling to Denver to play the Broncos. I'll go first, and I hate to do it. I'm sorry. I hope I'm wrong. I want to take the L in this game so bad, but I think Buffalo's going to beat Denver. I'm going Buffalo Bills in this game.
Don't they roll the American dream, baby? Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. I'm talking about hard times in Mile High. Give me the Denver Broncos, baby. They're going to roll them.
8 o'clock Saturday night.
It's
Saturday
all over,
night, 8
man.
o'clock, which I should be home by then because my game tips at 5:30 at Freedom Hall, and it's only one game, so I should be home by 8, no problem. Got the San Francisco 49ers going up to play the 12th man in Seattle. Rematch from just 2 weeks ago when they played for the division title. The Seattle Seahawks. The 49ers at the Seahawks. Who you got?
Now, back in the day, there used to be this band by the name of Jackal. Rock me, roll me, jackal me off. And they used to rock Johnson City at Freedom Hall. Every time they showed up. And that's what the Seattle Seahawks in the 12th man is going to do in Seattle. 49ers going to come in limping, and they're going to get beat. Because, I mean, that was not a good thing to watch. Everybody thought they had one of the best games of the year. Seattle's like, we're just going to beat your ass. Now, see, man, I'd like to see the 49ers win, but Seattle's going to beat that ass. I got a bad feeling about this.
The last time I remember hearing about Jackal, they were playing like a parking lot concert in Johnson City over by where Bennigan's used to be several years ago. Yeah, several years ago.
At Cats.
49ers have a huge advantage at quarterback. And Christian McCaffrey's maybe the best all-around football player left in the playoffs. But the 49ers are missing an awful lot. Seattle's at home. They're rested. I could see the 49ers pulling the upset, but I'm going Seattle. I think the Seahawks hold serve and win this game. All right, so we move to Sunday, 3 o'clock. The Houston Texans are taking that defense up to New England to play Drake May and the New England Patriots. Who you got?
New England, you think you're going to welcome Houston into your stadium and play like you did the first half, maybe the first 3 quarters against the Chargers? Nah, you ain't going to be able to play that game against this team. I think this is the hottest team in the NFL. I think they're probably one of the better defenses the last 10 years. I mean, this defense is absolutely getting after it. I love watching a good defensive football, which means I love watching the Houston Texans. That's why I'm wearing a cowboy hat. I got the Texans winning this game, and I think it's going to be a beating.
Here's the thing, and I know Drake May's had a hell of a year. They're saying him or Stafford's going to win MVP. I think Stafford, but, you know, May's in the running. He's going to be a star quarterback, unfortunately, for a long time if he stays healthy. But when I look at the Patriots, I don't see how they're going to move the ball in this Houston defense. Man, I tell you, of all the units I saw Sunday or over the weekend, the Houston Texans defense looked like the best unit out of any playoff team I saw this weekend. That defense, and Zoom at work asked me, was it the Steelers or was it the Texans? And I said, man, I think it was the Texans. I know the Steelers aren't great offensively, man, but the Texans just look so fast on the field Monday night. I mean, Aaron Rodgers had no time whatsoever. Their receivers were covered like blankets. They couldn't run the ball. I just don't know how the Patriots are going to move the ball on them. I, too, am picking the Houston Texans to go into New England and end the Patriots season.
This Texans team's given me 2000s Baltimore Ravens.
100%. I totally agree with you. Except I believe this Texans team has a better offense than that Ravens team. But
100%.
Defensively, man,
100%.
They're just, and as we say all this, they'll give up 50 on Sunday, but I just don't see it. I mean, they look scary. All right, last game.
A fast physical defense goes a long ways.
Got the Los Angeles Rams going to Chicago to play the Bears in what I think is going to be the best game of the weekend, and I'll tell you why. The Bears are at home. They've got a young, hot-shot quarterback that I love to watch play, and I'll be honest, I'm pulling for the Bears. I want the Bears to win the Super Bowl. There's something about that team. I love the fact that Ben Johnson comes out after the game Saturday and says, fuck the Packers. I hate the Packers. I don't like the Packers. Dude, that's what the NFL's missing. Rivalries, man. Rivalries. You ain't supposed to talk about how great your hated team is. He has no problem saying he hates the Packers. And I mean, he literally said right on the fuck the Packers. And I mean, I don't have no dog in the race. I just respect the coach who will come out and say that kind of stuff. I mean, I remember Mike Ditka used to go up to the Metrodome and wear roller skates because he called it a roller ring derby and hated playing there, and just to get the fans booing him. So I'm pulling for the Bears. I like their coach. I think he's good for football. He's good for that division. He's really good for the Bears. But I think the Rams are going to beat them. And I'm going to pick the Rams. It doesn't mean I'm not pulling for the Bears, but I think at the end of the day, the Rams will end up winning this game. I think the Rams are going to end up winning the NFC.
I totally agree with you. And here's why I think the Rams win this game. And we talked about their defense earlier, said a lot of great things. That 3-4, and then when they get into a pass package, where they got to stop the pass, that 4-2-5 with the nickel backs. I don't think Caleb Williams is at that point in his career to where he can break that defense down and do it quickly. That's a really hard defense to play if you're an opposing young quarterback. But he has the legs. But then again, the Rams swarm the ball, and they got great cornerback play. I don't think this is going to be a close game. I think this is going to be a beating. The only team that can beat the Rams is the Rams, and they've done it several times this season. And I just don't see them. Even though Marv talked about their decision making with the field goal. I mean, if they do stupid stuff like that, it could be a different story. But I think the Rams are going to be in the Super Bowl. I
think the Bears will keep it close, being at home. Probably going to be some cold weather because it's going to be mostly played after dark, or maybe the whole thing. I think it starts at 6:30, so it'll be dark at kickoff. Bears will be hyped up there at home. Their fans will be loud. I think they'll keep it close, but I think at the end of the day, the Rams are just a little bit too much for them. But if the Bears win that game, look out, because then you could have a Bear Seahawk or Bear. If the Niners somehow knock off the Seahawks and they have to go to Chicago, that was an absolute classic game 3 weeks ago that the 49ers barely won at home, and then this time they'd be playing at Chicago. Whole different story. But yeah, I'm excited. It should be some really good football this weekend.
Yep. So we called it right there. We got the playoffs under wraps. Anything else? What else we do on this show? What's that? What now?
I don't know. I mean, we can talk more about the you mentioned the 49ers defensive coordinator. That's another name that's been thrown out there for the Dolphins head coaching spot. I don't think he would take it. He doesn't really fit in Miami.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
I would like to see – I'll tell you what I would like to see. Whoever becomes our head coach, I'd like to see him call up Jason Taylor and see if he wanted to come be an assistant, because he's done a hell of a job with the Hurricanes defensive line.
100%.
And actually,
100%.
all jokes
Totally
aside, I know I picked Indiana, and you said, I can't pick Miami. There's part of me pulling for the Hurricanes because Jason Taylor's on that coaching staff. He's a Dolphin. Always been a Dolphin, always will be a Dolphin, and I would love to see him get a national championship ring. So there's part of me pulling for them just because he's on that coaching staff. I mean, so am I going to be mad if the Hurricanes win that game? By no means am I going to be mad. I'm a Gator. Miami's Miami, whatever. I don't like them when they play us, but outside of that, I don't really have a lot of ill will. So if they can win that game and Jason Taylor win national championship ring, I would be more than happy for him. But I really wish that we would take a look at making him a position coach for the Dolphins, moving forward, because that's where he needs to be. He needs to be back home with the Dolphins.
And that's what this organization needs. They need some guys who care about the organization, coaching this organization and making it better. Marino's trying to do it, but
Marino's not a coach. Marino's not a coach. Sam Madison and Patrick Surtain have been coaches. I mean, one of them just got fired from Florida State. They work with the defensive backs. I mean, you got two of the greatest defensive backs, definitely in Miami Dolphin history, but both of them on the short list in the NFL. Honestly, I don't know how 100%. Neither one of them is considered for the Hall of Fame, but that's an argument for the other for a different day. Get some of those guys in coaching. I mean, they're. I just we need something like that. As much crap as Michael Irvin gets, Michael Irvin cares about his alma mater. Why don't we have players around the Dolphins that care about the Dolphins that used to play for us, that can help get us out of this funk?
Why can't we have a cocained-up, rabid dog on the sideline rooting for the Miami Dolphins? Why can't we have that?
Hey,
Hurricanes fans love it.
I'm not saying nothing, but, Mark Clayton was known for some stuff back in the day. Come on back, Clayton.
Yeah.
Clayton and
Super
Duper, the
Duper.
Marx brothers. Of course, they're a little bit older than Michael Irvin. I don't know if
that offense is built on
get
cocaine,
around
baby.
like Michael Irvin can. They're a little bit older than Irvin.
Dude, Michael Irvin got in phenomenal shape, dude. Oh my God, dude. He's jacked up, man. He's on that testosterone
He's on
shots, I
something.
bet.
Horse tranquilizers or something. Hey, look, I'm not a hurricane.
I mean, it was a great show, dude.
Cowboy fan, but I love Michael Irvin. People hate him, but I love him, dude. I've always thought he was entertaining as hell personally, but
No,
yeah. So yeah, good show. I mean,
he's a hard guy not to like.
Well,
man.
I mean, a lot of people hate him, and I don't know why. I just.
I know. It's crazy.
I hate to bring race into it, but sometimes I think white people are just scared of him for some reason. I love Michael Irvin. I've always thought Michael Irvin. I've always thought, man, he'd be a cool dude to like drink a beer with and hang out with.
Yeah. Dude, man, there's part of me that wishes he was a Miami Dolphin, dude. That would have been amazing having him and Marino
it'd have been great.
throw some passes, dude. Oh my God, that would have been incredible.
But
Michael Irvin made a lot of quarterbacks look phenomenal.
Yeah, and I mean,
ask Vinny Testaverde.
Somebody was talking about Philadelphia sports fans. I said, well, honestly, they kind of showed their true colors when Michael Irvin breaks his neck and they're cheering as he's being taken off the field. That was just, there comes a time not to try.
They're dirtbags, dude.
That's some Buffalo Bill shit there, but that's a story for a different day.
Dirtbags.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, good.
Eagles, Bills, they're dirtbag fans.
So good show. We're gonna have a whole new Super Bowl this year because the Super Bowl participants are long gone out of the playoffs. So it's gonna be an exciting 3 weeks of the season.
All right, let's go, my guy. You have a good week,
too,
man.
man.
We'll talk
See you,
soon.
buddy.
Fins up. Get a new coach. Chris Shula, let's go. I guess we have to wait a few weeks, so they'll win the Super Bowl.
He can be named head coach before.